Hey everyone, today I have the Cassian ANDOR 2-pack. This is going to be a convention exclusive at PulseCon. This did show up overseas a bit early, so that's why I was able to get this in hand. So before you go ahead and place your pre-order, I figured I would show you what this set is all about. Unlike the other convention exclusives, these are sealed at the top and the bottom, so you will have to cut them in order to take a look at the figures even. That might be disappointing to some of you like me, who has my convention exclusive Cad Bane still in the package. I like being able to see the figures, see the little droid he comes with, without having to remove permanently the figures from the package, so that's a little bit of a bummer that this is set up that way. But what is nice is that these do come fully out, so you can actually take a look at this without having it kind of fighting its way back into the box. So this I don't really mind, but if you are a new inbox collector and you keep everything sealed, this is going to be an issue because you won't be able to actually look at the figures, but I guess with plastic-free packaging, you're going to have to get used to that either way. On the Cassian box, we have the blurb for both him and B2EMO, so the one on the back of B2EMO is completely blank, and then you can see that the box is hollow on the inside, so these just kind of sit in there and can slide all the way through. So I guess that's how they will be doing the convention exclusives from now on. Let's take a look at our new little droid friend B2EMO. He is a little bit shiny, not as shiny as Cassian, but that seems to be the way things go now. You can see that he has some red paper strings here holding him on. In the past these were plastic and now these are all paper. It's nice that they went with red so it blends in a little bit because you can see that string actually goes across the middle section here. But I'm just going to separate his midsection a little bit so I can get these little clippers in there. These came with my 3D printer, but they sell them at hobby shops. If you make model kits, you probably have a pair of these. So that was easy enough to remove, which was kind of nice because if I wanted to kind of preserve those strings, if you saw my Jon Favreau video, it took me a very long time to untie all of those from behind. So I'm just going to go ahead and just rip these right out. I've pretty much come to peace with the fact that these aren't going to be able to be back in the box at any time. And with the last wave with Aayla Secura and Darth Maul being the last wave with plastic windows, we're just going to have to get used to taking our figures out of the box if we want to see them. I'm really happy to see that these don't use an excessive amount of paper like the Jon Favreau one did. In first impressions, this boy is shiny. This is one of the shiniest figures I've ever seen. We'll have to spray him with some matte finish, which I'll show you how to do in a little bit. Let's take a look at some of the basic sculpting on here. I really love the paint details on the jacket. This is a beautifully sculpted piece. And then the way that the 3 different layers are all layered looks great. Sometimes when they layer too many things in the Black Series, it can look a little weird. Decent articulation at the knee, really nice invisible joints here. Just around 90 at the elbows. His green and blue pieces on his chest are a single piece and they're just painted very nicely, so no complaints there. If it were 3 layers, it probably wouldn't sit very nice. It's interesting to see the hands here. The one on the right is got it's a trigger finger, but it's got 2 fingers there. I don't really know what that's for, but it is nice as kind of like an open hand, so it kind of does both gripping the gun or gripping a weapon while also kind of sitting a little bit more naturally. I would love to see that implemented a little bit more in the Black Series. Our little red friend here looks pretty good. It is a little bit undersized compared to what I was expecting based on how he looks in the trailer, but Hasbro was probably working with some concept art in this. Maybe it wasn't scaled accurately on the drawing or whatever they were looking at, but maybe this is actually how big he is. He looks like he should kind of come up to Cassian's waist in the trailer versus just like his knees. I'm trying to see if his head can tilt like the little top piece just like it does in some of the art we've seen, but I couldn't figure out how to get mine to do that without forcing it. But what is nice is when you do close him up, it does make a nice satisfying click. Let's take a listen. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Overall, I do think he's a little bit too red. He looks a little bit toyish. I feel like he should be a little bit darker and dirtier, but you know, I love weathering my figures, so maybe that'll give me something to do. And then Cassian's gun. This is a really great looking weapon, and I really appreciate the little wooden hilt. Some nice painted detail there. A little bit goes a long way with these weapons. And now let's take care of that shininess. So this is my favorite matte spray. I used to use Krylon, but I found that it tended to leave a little bit of a coat on the face after about a year. And so a lot of my older figures, I look at them and they seem to have a little bit of it got a little bit glossy and a little bit too textured. So I'm going ahead and spraying this from a few different angles here. I'm going to spin him around just to hit the back as well. I usually don't worry too much about spraying the back, but I think these have such nice detail on the back that I want to be able to appreciate them from all angles. So after a few coats, he still looks quite shiny, and so I did end up breaking one of my own rules eventually, which I will show at the very end of the video. I was hoping that maybe as it dried it would get a little bit less shiny, but I did about 5 or 6 coats with the Mr. Hobby, and the face looked great, but it still was quite shiny on the torso and even the neck. I'm not sure what is causing these figures to come out so shiny and why that can't be taken care of before they get to customers, but I do say I do enjoy spraying them. It is nice to have something to do to kind of finish the figure when you take it out of the package, but I know that's kind of silly to say, and that definitely shouldn't be a requirement. Here are the other Cassian figures. These both also have matte sprays. The one on the right took it a lot better. You can see it's very much less shiny, especially on the face. He does look a little bit more tan on the right, and then the one on the left is the Rogue One with a custom vest that I added, which is just the same vest he's wearing twice, and I just painted it blue. So that's what those three look like together. We're definitely making improvements in the face sculpting and the face printing from the original Cassian Andor that we got several years ago, even the repaint that we got just last year. I do have one more thing to show you at the end of the video, but before we get there, if you haven't liked this video already, please do so. Please subscribe if you would like to see more content like this. So here is the Krylon spray that I used to use, and I actually sprayed this all over the body, and you can see how it took care of all of that shine. I did pop off his head to protect it long term because, like I mentioned before, the Krylon tends to gum up and get a little bit weird looking after a while on the face, but I'm pretty happy with how it looks on clothes even after some time. So this is a combination of the Mr. Super Clear and the Krylon Color Max. That is all for today's video. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.